All right, so it's Friday the 13th. Word on the street is there's going to be a full moon out tonight. I know what there is going to be tonight, some big high school football games. And there's other sports going on too. There's field hockey, there's volleyball, there's soccer, there's other stuff going on. A little Braveheart action up on the wall there. Scotland in the house. But I wanted to talk about for a couple seconds, like what you've been doing is what shows up. It's either a dream, usually, or a nightmare. And if you've been doing what you need to do, if you've been crushing those habits, if you've been setting those goals, if you've been doing and reviewing and improving, then this is going to be a dream. It will be every bit of a dream. But if you have not been being truthful, with what you've been doing, if you've not been being truthful with your dreams and being true to your dreams by building them up and breathing life into them with your habits, this is going to be possibly a nightmare. And I'll tell you what, you cannot run faster than the fork, a lot of people say. That nutrition isn't just the food you put in your mouth, it's what you let in your head. It's what you do with what you have time for in the day, what you make time for. And I'll tell you what, if the habits have not been true, this is going to be a nightmare for you. And I'll tell you what, that nightmare might look like that other team's tailback. It might look like that quarterback that maybe he's got a chip on their shoulder because people said they're too short. It might be the receiver that you're like, they're not so fast. But why they keep catching balls on you? They might look like the D-back that steps in front of the pass that you thought was perfect that wasn't quite so. Did you get the reps or didn't you get the reps? Now, the beauty of early season games is that's the full moon. It's Friday the 13th. It might feel like it's the end, but it's not the end. This is just the beginning of the season. So regardless of whatever happens tonight, play your best. Do what you can do. But after tonight, you will either decide to improve and make something of it, or, unfortunately for a lot of you, you'll decide it's going to be something different. You're going to be the victim. You're not going to be the person who makes it to the end of the movie. You'll be that person in scene 2 that you're like, oh man, they went way too early. Remember that person in scene 2? They're out kayaking. Next thing you know, boom, they're gone. They're out of the movie. People are like, oh man, that person, you saw it coming. You saw it coming. You know what I'm talking about? You saw that person coming. They're eating a donut, they're out there in a kayak, they're bumbling around. Why didn't they put a life jacket on? And some people are like, man, they shouldn't have put the life jacket on. They don't want to survive that. It's going to be horrific. It's going to be a nightmare as you sit there and eat your popcorn and watch as the nightmare unfolds. And that's the thing. It's a football season, right? We got this dummy right here. How many times I told people, work on your hand fighting, work on your hand fighting, work on your hand fighting, work on your hand fighting. How much do they work on their hand fighting? Some. You work on it enough that you know that you can trust it when your life depends upon it. Did you do that? You know what I'm saying? Speed during the summer. Did you do speed during the summer? Were you working above and beyond? Not many. I'll tell you what though, tonight, full moon's out. There's no hiding in a full moon. It will be bright. The lights will be shining down. People will be there watching. What are they going to see? They didn't see the habits that you had during the summer, but they will see the outcome. And guess what? The process will predict the outcome. You can't outrun the fork. You can't outrun the nutrition of your dreams. So this Friday, today, either dreams cometh or the nightmare will ensue. And I'll tell you what, either way, I probably won't be eating popcorn, but I'll be standing there spectating, right? Taking notes, seeing, how those habits stacking, how you doing, right? But remember, most movies aren't the only movie, right? There's a sequel, there's a trilogy. Like you decide whether tonight's the end of it. Regardless of what happens, you decide. And it's not a decision that's up here. It starts up here. But then it doesn't go to your mouth. It's not something that you spread the word about. You spread the word about doing it. The next day you wake up, you do something about it. You set new goals. You set new habits. Stop kidding yourself thinking you're doing enough. You got to be doing more than that.